$200 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. That is the staggering amount of unclaimed property currently being held by the Rhode Island General Treasurer. $200 million just sitting there, waiting to be claimed by its rightful owners. And a really significant chunk of that comes directly from forgotten bank accounts.
Now, you might be thinking, well, I keep pretty close tabs on my finances, so this definitely doesn't apply to me. But get this, statistics show that 1 in 7 Americans has unclaimed property in their name. 1 in 7. That means it's highly likely that either you, a family member, or a close friend has money out there that's just been completely forgotten about.
Welcome, everyone. In this explainer, we're going to dive step by step into exactly how you can locate and reclaim forgotten bank accounts right here in the Ocean State. I mean, imagine logging on and just finding $5,000 you didn't know you had. Whether you've moved around a lot, changed jobs, or maybe you're dealing with a deceased relative's estate, this is your definitive guide to uncovering that hidden wealth.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at Rhode Island's hidden wealth. Second, how accounts become dormant. Third, our step-by-step search guide. Fourth, the claims process explained. And finally, federal claims and prevention.
Let's jump into Section 1, Rhode Island's hidden wealth and the scope of the problem. So the state basically acts as a perpetual trustee for that $200 million. And under state law, there is absolutely no statute of limitations on these funds. That means you or your lawful heirs can claim it at any point, no matter how much time has passed. Even better, the state is actively trying to help. Under Treasurer James A. Diaz's Your Money program, they actually match unclaimed property lists with known secure addresses. If they find a match, they just mail you a check automatically, literally no paperwork required. It's a brilliant initiative, and over $80 million has already been returned to over 116,000 people. But what if you aren't one of the lucky ones to just get a check in the mail?
That brings us to Section 2, how accounts become dormant, specifically looking at escheatment and bank mergers.
You know, it can be incredibly frustrating to find out a bank just closed your account and sent the money away. But understanding the legal mechanism behind it is absolutely key to getting it back. The official term for this is escheatment. Basically, when a bank account exhibits no owner-directed activity for a legally designated timeframe, it enters a state of dormancy. Financial institutions are legally prohibited from just keeping this money for themselves. Before they hand it over, they have to do their due diligence. They have to try and contact you at your last known address. If you don't respond, the asset is officially declared unclaimed and remitted straight to the Rhode Island Unclaimed Property Division.
The crucial thing here is knowing exactly how long it takes for a specific asset to become dormant. And these statutory clocks actually vary quite a bit. For instance, an uncashed payroll check from a former employer escheats after just 1 year. But for checking accounts, savings accounts, and even the contents of a safe deposit box, the dormancy period in Rhode Island is 3 years. And for non-bank money orders, that takes 5 years.
And then there's the intense history of bank mergers, which creates another massive hurdle. You might be thinking, I would never lose track of a bank account, but look at this historical timeline. Let's say you open an account at the local Rhode Island Hospital Trust Company years ago. Well, in 1985, they were acquired by Bank Boston. Then Bank Boston was acquired by Fleet in 1999, which was ultimately acquired by Bank of America in 2005. A local, friendly account can so easily vanish into a national corporate maze, completely obscuring the path between you and your funds.
All right, Section 3, Step-by-Step Search Guide. Let's talk about finding your money.
So, if your bank was merged or you just simply forgot about an account, how do you manually track down these assets? The process is completely free and honestly, surprisingly straightforward. Step 1, gather your information. We're talking old bank statements, tax returns, and past addresses. Step 2, head over to the official state database at findrimmoney.gov. Step 3, run your search using all your name variations. And Step 4, if you see your name pop up, simply click Claim to generate your claim packet.
Now, you want to be really smart about your search here. You need to cast a wide net. Search your maiden name, married names, and even common misspellings of your name. Search every Rhode Island address you've ever had. Yes, that includes college dorms or military housing. You should also search for former employers, especially the large ones in Providence or Warwick, because uncashed paychecks are incredibly common. And definitely don't forget to search for older relatives whose estates might have escheated to the state. Moving right along to Section 4, the claims process explained. Let's look at paperwork and verification.
All right, so you searched findrimmoney.gov and you actually got a hit. Huge congratulations. But to establish your identity and your historical connection to the property so we can actually get that money back into your hands, you'll need to submit some paperwork. Generally, you're going to need the generated claim form, a government photo ID, and some proof of association, like an old utility bill showing your name at that specific reported address. If you're claiming for a deceased relative, you'll need a death certificate, a will, and proof of heirship. Just to set expectations, simple cash claims usually take about 60 to 120 days to process, while more complex estate or securities claims can take anywhere from 6 to 12 months.
Okay, I need to pause right here and highlight a massive warning. The State of Rhode Island Unclaimed Property Division never communicates with the public via text message. If you receive a text claiming you have missing money and asking you to click a link, it is a scam, period. Treat it with extreme caution and delete it immediately. The state will only process these things securely through their official .gov portals or via verified mail.
Finally, Section 5, Federal Claims and Prevention, the bigger picture.
So what happens if you followed all the steps, searched the state database, and came up empty? Is the money just gone forever? Not necessarily. If your account isn't with the state, it might actually be at the federal level. See, the state treasury handles escheated funds from active or merged banks. But if your bank or credit union actually failed or was liquidated, those assets are managed by federal regulatory bodies. You can search the FDIC Bank Find Suite for closed banks or the NCUA database for liquidated credit unions. This empowers you to investigate those failed institutions directly.
Of course, the absolute best strategy is to just never lose track of your money in the first place, right? The most frequent cause of asset abandonment is simply outdated contact information. Always update your address with the USPS and directly with your banks whenever you move. Keep an active financial ledger of all your accounts. Try to review them every 6 months. Honestly, just logging in or making a minor transfer is usually enough to reset that statutory dormancy clock and keep your account totally active.
It is literally mind-blowing to think that over $200 million is just sitting there in Rhode Island alone, waiting to be claimed. So have you checked the Rhode Island database for your name or your family's names today? It takes less than 5 minutes, it's completely free, and hey, it could result in a very unexpected payday.
Please keep in mind that this explainer is for educational purposes only and is not intended as legal or financial advice. If you have a complex estate claim or need personalized help, always consult a professional. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and happy hunting for your hidden wealth.